Hey there everybody, you guys have been learning all kinds of great formulas lately, and I have another one for you today. It is the formula for the volume of a sphere. So as you might guess, a sphere, it kind of has to do with circles. What is a sphere, by the way? Sphere is just a nice round ball, right? That's a sphere. So what is the formula for the volume of a sphere? As you might guess, it does have pi in it, kind of like everything with a circle does. So the volume of a sphere is found with the formula 4/3 pi r cubed. So this time the exponent on the r is a 3. So make sure you take note of that. And let's get started with some examples. I'm going to do numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 from your assignment. Okay, so getting started with number 2. So the formula uses the radius of the sphere, so kind of like the radius of a circle, that's going to start in the very middle and go to the side. So look out for the tricky questions where it goes all the way across. Like this right here would be the diameter, so you would need to cut that in half before you use the 8. You would need to just use a 4 for r. Now in this case, you can see it's already cut in half. It's just the radius, so I can use the 5 as is. Let's go ahead and apply our formula. 4/3 times pi times 5 cubed. Okay, it's a good time to use my calculator. So let's get that out. 4/3, I'm going to just enter it as a fraction, but I can show you different ways to do that too. So first of all, I have my 4/3 times pi times, what was it again? 5 cubed. 5. And I'm going to use that button with x to the box. Yours might look different. Sometimes it's like a to the b. There's lots of different ways to do it. But you're going to do 5 with a little 3 up there. And if you're really struggling with your calculator and you can't figure out how to do the exponent of 3, you can just do 5 times 5 times 5. That would work also. Okay, so that gives me that. I need to get the pi out of there, so I have to push another button on my calculator. And it's going to give me 523 point, let's bump that up to a 6, so we're going to the nearest tenth. So 523.6. 523.6 feet. And it's volume, so we're going to do feet cubed. Okay, so the volume of that sphere is 523.6 feet cubed. Let's go on to the next example, and like I promised, I'll show you a different way to input that 4/3, just in case your calculator is not making it easy on you. Okay, so here we have a radius of 2.15. You know it's a radius because it starts in the middle and it goes to the side. It doesn't go all the way across. So we can safely say that r equals 2.15. Now we just need to apply our formula. Let me bring it down here. 4/3 pi r cubed. So 4/3 times pi times, I should say 2.15 cubed. All right, so let me put it in the calculator. This time I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to do 4 times pi times 2.15 cubed. See what all that enters, and then I'm going to divide it by 3, okay? And that will give us the same answer as 4/3 pi r cubed. Or you could even do, you know what, this is maybe simpler. 4 divided by 3, this is better. Let's do it this way. 4 divided by 3 equals that, and then you can use that, except it's a lot of 3's to type in, isn't it? Let's go back to plan A. Okay, we're going to do 4 times all of this, and then at the end we're going to divide it by 3. 4 times pi. If you don't have a pi button, you can use 3.14, okay? Times 2.15 cubed. Make sure that's a 3 there. Let's see what all that equals. And then we're going to divide it by 3. And it looks like we're going to get 41.6. And that is going to be centimeters cubed. All right, good. Hang on one second. All right, sorry about that. We just got that answer. And now let's go on to number 6. Using that same formula, we need 4/3 pi r cubed. So what is the r here for this sphere? Actually, it looks like the diameter is 2.5. So we need to take half of that in order to find the radius. So I'm just going to change my 2.5 to a 2.5. And then I'm going to divide it by 2 and see what that gets me. Maybe you can do that in your head, or maybe you want to use a calculator. It's okay either way. That's going to be 1.25. So this is my radius, and let's plug it into the formula. 4/3 pi r cubed. And instead of r, I'm going to write 1.25. And now let's do my fraction, 4/3 times, you can use 3.14 or you can use the pi button. And then 1.25 to the third power. And you're going to get 8.18. Let's round it to the nearest tenth, so that'll be 8.2. And that's going to be inches cubed. All right, so that's how to find the volume of a sphere. Let's look at just a couple of little word problems. Number 7 you're going to do on your own. Let's look at number 8. What is the volume of a sphere with a radius of 10 inches? Okay, so we're going to use our same formula. 4/3 pi. Now, what was the radius again? It was 10 inches. So we'll do 10 cubed. And what does that equal? Let's do 4/3 times pi times 10 cubed. Make sure it's all entered in there right. Looks like I've got it. And then what does it equal? 4188 point, we're going to bump that up to an 8. 4188.8, and our units would be inches cubed. Okay? And then this other number 8, you get 2 number 8s today. Aren't you lucky? This other number 8 would be really similar. I'm going to skip that. You would just plug in 7 instead of 10. Now let's look at number 10. Number 10 is more interesting. I love number 10. It talks about ice cream. I just ate ice cream earlier today. I feel so lucky. Okay, so an ice cream cone is 10 centimeters deep and has a diameter of 4 centimeters. Okay, let's draw this. An ice cream cone. So here's my ice cream cone. All right. There's the cone. It says it's 10 centimeters deep. So this measurement right here would be 10. Okay, what else does it tell us? A diameter of 4 centimeters. Okay, so this going across here would be 4. So from this, can I figure out the volume of my cone? Actually, I should keep reading the problem, shouldn't I? Okay, we've drawn our cone. Let's see what this problem is talking about. A spherical scoop of ice cream that is 4 centimeters in diameter rests on top of the cone. Okay, so this sphere, this ball of ice cream is supposed to be on top of the cone, but I'm going to draw it beside just so that I can make it nice and neat. Okay, so there's my sphere, and it says that it's 4 centimeters in diameter. So all the way across is going to be a 4. If all the ice cream melts into the cone, will the cone overflow? So we need to figure out the volume of the cone. Is the volume of the cone big enough to hold the volume that's in this sphere of ice cream? I don't know. Let's figure it out. They both have radius, the same diameter of 4, so well, do you remember what the formula for a cone is? It's going to be 1/3 pi r squared. Pi r squared. So basically you figure out the area of the circle, and then you multiply it by 1/3, and I left something off here. The height, of course. So 1/3 pi r squared. First of all, you start off with the area of the circle, then you multiply it by the height, which is kind of like finding the area of the volume of a cylinder, and then you take 1/3 of it, and then that's the volume of a cone. So let's use this formula to figure out the volume of this cone right here. So 1/3 pi times, okay, r squared. Now 4, is that the r? Wait, no, 4 is the diameter. So let's cut it in half to find the r. So our r is going to be 2. 2 squared times the height. Now what's the height? That's going to be this 10 right there times 10. Okie dokie. So let's do the math on this one. So you can do 1/3 like this, or you can figure out all of this stuff here, the pi 2 squared times 10, and then divide it by 3. That's going to work exactly the same way if that's easier on your calculator. Let's use our pi button, or 3.14. 2 squared times 10. So 1/3 pi times 2 squared times 10, and we're going to get 41.9. So the cone holds 41.9 centimeters cubed. I'm just going to write cone here so that I kind of keep it all straight. Now let's figure out the amount of volume that's in that big scoop of ice cream. So it's that same formula we were doing a second ago, 4/3 pi r cubed, don't forget that. And so all we need to figure out is the r. What is the r? Well, this is going to be the diameter, so half of the diameter of 4 is going to be 2, so we know our radius is 2. So let's plug that in, 4/3 pi times 2 cubed, and plug that into our calculator. 4/3 times pi, whoops, I did that wrong. Let's try that again. 4/3 times pi r cubed. 2 to the third power. Okay, let's see what it gives us. It's giving me 33.5 for the volume of the sphere. I'll just say the scoop here. So that scoop of ice cream is going to be 33.5 centimeters cubed. And the cone was 41.9 centimeters cubed. So when this all melts, will it fit inside the cone? Yeah, it will fit because the volume of that is a little less than the volume of that. So what was the question again? If all the ice cream melts into the cone, will it overflow? And we're going to say no. And the reason is because the volume of the cone is bigger than the volume of the sphere. So you have a few more little word problems after that, 1, 2, and 3 on this page. And if you have any questions, let us know. We're here to help. We'd love to hear from you. And I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.